pow, pow. Pow, 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 pow. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome.
To Under the Thin Green Line.
We are your hosts, Bambi.
And Kendra.
Welcome.
A third time.
Yep, third time. Well, I don't know if our introductory recording counts, but it did take effort to make that.
I know.
As well. So I'm counting it.
A while.
So this is the third one?
Mm.
Third one. All right. Well, today's topic is about drumroll. I can't do drumroll.
Barbie
movie
that we went to a week ago.
Oh, it was about a week ago
or more.
I had my wasn't initially wanting to go. I didn't watch the previews. I just initially heard that there was a Barbie movie coming out, and I was like, oh, I'll probably not go see that.
I had to talk you into it because Greta Gerwig was the director and co-writer.
Yeah, I didn't know
and
that.
Issa Rae and Kate McKinnon were in it.
Mm-hmm.
America Ferrera, Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling.
Yep, Ryan Gosling. I never played with Barbie as a kid, so I wasn't really interested. But when she told me who had directed and written it, I was like, oh, I like Greta.
Yeah, I didn't play with Barbies either.
Yeah, I was more into Ninja Turtles.
Me too.
And Legos.
I had their special submarine that you could take in the pool.
Yeah. I didn't have that.
You didn't have the submarine?
I don't think I had a submarine. We had are you talking about Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had the van pizza shooter. I could shoot pizza. I think it shot pizza, or there was a motorcycle that could shoot pizza. I can't remember.
Or maybe mine was a blimp. Oh. I think it was a submarine. It was something.
Okay.
It was either a blimp or a submarine.
It's a blimp or something.
All I know is that I took it into the pool when I was 9 years old.
Right. But no Barbies. I did not play. So there was a lot of things I learned about Barbie watching the movie because I just didn't play with them.
A lot of my friends had Barbies. I feel like my cousin that was my age had Barbies, and my next door neighbor had Barbies that she played with. So I feel like I was always around them, but I didn't have them. I was more of a G.I. Joe.
Like G.I. Joe?
Being out in nature, playing in the dirt type person.
Yep. Yeah, me too. I had is it coveralls?
Yeah.
Coverall, or Oshkosh.
Oshkosh. Coveralls. Yes.
I loved those because I was always whittling wood with my Swiss Army knife.
In the forest.
In the
Bambi.
forest. Yep.
Just whittling wood.
Just whittling wood. That's kind of funny. Bambi in the woods. Whittling wood in the forest. Anyway, okay, well, let's get back to Barbie. I liked our title to our episode, chosen by me. Death, Flat Fate, and Cellulite. Oh my. Mm. If you've seen the movie, you know what that means. But what did you initially think about the movie?
I liked it.
After we went to it.
It's very pink.
Yeah. She definitely did. I had listened to some podcasts and read some articles about people, what they thought about the movie. And I like to do that just to get different points of views of things. And she definitely did her homework, according to some people, just by the depth of all her outfits and little Easter eggs that they had through the movie. That was kind of Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, yep.
Easter eggs in it.
That was pretty interesting.
The plot was, I didn't know what the plot was initially going in, but because Barbie has an existential crisis and she starts thinking about death and her feet go flat and all of a sudden she's got a little patch of cellulite on her thigh. So I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah.
She goes to Weird Barbie, which is Kate McKinnon.
Yeah, would you say she's like an oracle or something, she knows what's going on in the real world and what's going on in Barbie land?
Right.
And
And she gives her an option of a Birkenstock, right?
Yeah, a Birkenstock
Sandal.
and a high heel.
A high heel. Blue pill or red pill, and which one will you choose?
Yeah, good old Matrix reference there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess going at the very beginning of the whole reference to 2001 Space Odyssey, Barbie showing up with all these girls playing with baby dolls and interesting historical. I looked up some stuff about Barbie, and at the time when Barbie came out, before Barbie came out, the only 3-dimensional doll was like babies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anything that looked, that was like adult was like a paper version of it. They had paper dolls that you could play with. And as you know, in the movie, Ruth, they talk about Ruth Handler, she co-owned Mattel with her husband. She came up with Barbie. She would listen to her daughter, Barbara, play with these paper dolls for hours and hours and hours, talking about what these dolls were capable of doing in career-wise. And so going back to the first part of this movie, showing these girls with these babies, and then all of a sudden Barbie appears out of nowhere. And then they start smashing the baby dolls and throwing them in the air. And
I really enjoyed Kate McKinnon's character in this.
There was a lot of times where she would come into the scene and you would just start laughing out loud in the theater, where I don't think anybody else was laughing as much as you were.
I felt like I was the only one
but
laughing.
I feel like the majority of the people that were in the theater were us and a lot of like
preteen /
girls coming with their mom, maybe, or something like that. And I'm sitting there watching this movie going, there's some themes in here and stuff. I'm like, is this going over their heads? Maybe
I'm gonna beat you off.
Yeah, that was I'm gonna beat you both off. Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe that went over their heads. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. Teenagers are, access to the internet nowadays, which we did not have as we were teenagers.
No, they probably
already
not.
know. They probably know more.
Well, we had access to the internet
later on.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah,
not
that's
on
true.
Our phones.
Well, true, not on our phones. That's what I meant. Was on our phones, like easily accessible all over, everywhere you go. But yeah, we had dial-up, ding, 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 ding. Okay. Anyway, flashback. Oh, one of the things I thought was interesting was that at a time, Barbie's eyes. I didn't know this. Barbie's eyes were painted like looking down.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of make her more of an object. And then later on, I believe it was in the 70s during like the women's movement when they were like, we're not Barbie, I mean, Barbie has a lot of baggage and contradictory things about her, and people have very strong feelings one way about her. I didn't really have strong feelings either way. I just didn't think about Barbie
seem
growing
like
up.
Something that I wanted to. It was girly, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Or it felt like it was girly to me.
Yeah, it was too girly for me.
It felt like the boys had really cool things, and I wanted those things.
Oh, me too. Anyway, so her eyes were down, making more of an object. And then they changed it to her having her eyes like actually look at you. So being more subjective. There were some pretty cool things, as Ruth Handler being the CEO, that Barbie's Dream House came out during, I think, 1960s, in a time when women couldn't even have credit cards or own their own mortgage. But Barbie had her own house. And there's astronaut Barbie, goes up to space before Neil Armstrong does. And, that part in the movie where she's looking up and there's 2 women in space. She's like, yay, space, go ladies, go women. And then this one's interesting. I didn't even know about this one, but there was a slumber party Barbie who it came with a scale, was stuck at 110 pounds. And it had a book with it about losing weight, which I guess basically taught just not to eat. That's your diet. Just don't eat. So right. I'm like, ooh, that is no good. So yeah, I wonder what that's putting into young female minds when they're playing with these dolls. They finally got this new CEO in 2018. His name is Enon Kreis, I think. He's an Israeli-American businessman. Took over the company, and then he wanted the company to be more of just, instead of like toys, He wanted it to be, what did you call it, an IP, an intellectual
property.
And so he wanted Mattel just, wasn't doing very well, and he wanted kind of like a brand reinvention. And so he, 6 weeks into his, new role as CEO, he meets with Margot Robbie, who...
And she's been eyeing the rights to that script, or not the script, but
to Barbie, like Barbie rights.
Yeah, Barbie rights for a movie.
And for a really long time. And they wanted someone who was, if they were going to do this movie, they wanted a woman to do it. And so they had a list, and Greta was like at the top because she had feminist credentials, and she's Oscar nominated. And of course they wouldn't have allowed her to make this movie if she was going to like trash Mattel, or just trash Barbie. So Greta has a history. Like I loved Lady Bird.
We just watched Frances Ha.
Yeah, I'd never seen Frances Ha. She was an actress, but wrote it as well, co-wrote it with...
Did she?
I thought she did. Or maybe I'd have to look that up. I shouldn't probably say that. I don't know for sure. But she definitely acted in it, and it was cute. It was done in black and white, had Adam Driver in it.
Yep.
And also Little Women. We saw the one that she directed, and that one was really, really well done.
That was good, yeah.
Greta, I heard in an interview that one of the things that she really liked or wanted, the reason why she wanted to do this movie is because of Barbie being such a contradictory, complex symbol. And she just wanted to be part of something big.
Right.
And she had so much artistic freedom to do this, a huge budget. This was probably one of her just leveling up type movies
things
as a director.
As a female director or woman director.
She said along the lines of basically taking the Queen of Plastic and giving her something real. And you see that in the movie, how she goes to the real world to try to figure like, why is she having these thoughts about death? And she's got flat feet. And so she goes to the real world to just try to figure herself out and discover her true purpose.
Right.
And she runs into finding out that the character played by America Ferrera, Gloria, was the one who played with her. And she was...
the one that was playing with all the Barbies in Barbie Land.
Yeah, you thought it was a teenage daughter, but it wasn't. And of course, when she finds out, she thought it was the daughter, and the daughter, like, just puts her in her place about all the negative things about Barbie and what Barbie has done to women, to make them feel less.
Or that specific view of Barbie and what they've done to women.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Barbie Land is like, all the women are in charge of all the major roles, lawyers to doctors to... not lifeguards, because the Kens are the lifeguards, right?
Well, Ken's role was just beach.
Oh yeah, it was just beach.
Not a lifeguard.
It was just beach. Not
the water isn't real, and
right.
Some things aren't real. Nothing of substance. Nothing of liquid substance is real in Barbie Land.
And
which was kind of funny.
And air was only applied if it made their hair look good or something, or air happened,
Air happened, yeah.
Or wind. I think it was wind. Air happened, wind happened. I think one of the funny things in the movie was when Barbie and Ken come to the real world, which I thought was hilarious, was she was being catcalled and she was being hit on, slapped on her butt by men and really being, it was dramatized to show like the difference between going from Barbie Land to the real world, which it was the exact opposite, right? And Ken's like, I feel great. This is great. People are asking me about the time. People are noticing me, And so she's just like, we need to go to a place where there's a lot of women power, a construction site. That's where we'll go, because women power. She goes there, and of course there's no women on this construction site. And
of course we see in Barbie Land at the construction site that
there's lots of women.
Very positive.
Yes, they're very positive. She's like, I need some positivity. Let's go to a construction site. Or I can't remember the exact words because we only saw it once.
Yeah, that was the hard part. We've only seen it once, so it's a little...
Yeah, it's only going off my first initial, like if I can remember,
memory of it.
Yeah. Now I've got brain fog.
Don't we all?
Don't brain fog. Oh, perimenopausal years. It's happening. Anyway, what were some of your favorite parts in it that you liked?
It made me think that it's just the idea, if men were to maybe watch it, the idea of what would it look like if it was switched. The roles were reversed. Like, how would you feel? How would a man feel if he had to, And I still can't remember if there was like a scene where they showed all of the presidents.
You mean in Barbie Land?
Yeah, in Barbie Land, where they showed all male presidents like going in and out. And it could be just in my imagination. But if they did, it made me think of like being in a classroom.
Oh, yeah, my classroom had
all pictures of men in prominent positions, like presidencies.
Mm-hmm.
And you just think to yourself, oh, yeah, how is the conditioning?
Right.
How is it to be conditioned like that?
But I'm pretty sure in Barbie Land, when they showed, I feel like when they were in a room, that it showed like all the women.
Well, it did, but I swore they showed, maybe I'm wrong. Oh. I'm probably wrong. I might be wrong. Yeah. This might be a dream. Is it all a dream?
I
don't even know.
People listening will be like, it's so not that. They have it wrong. Of course.
What is she talking about? She's up in the night.
Anyway. I don't know. I just got a perm. It's probably fried my brain. So, I can't think very straight. Very straight. Anyway, no pun intended.
We were going to go to Oppenheimer.
We were going to go to Oppenheimer. We haven't gotten to that yet.
We're trying to figure out how to get there.
We will.
If we wanted to go to an IMAX theater or not.
Of course. I don't know. Maybe we will.
It's a 3-hour movie. Bambi's I can't sit that long.
I don't think my bladder could do it. I'd have to get up.
You would.
To go. Or just be severely
not drink
dehydrated.
For an hour and a half before.
Why do you have a urinal? The thing's 3 hours long. Well, and plus you got 20 minutes of previews. So really you're sitting there for almost a half hours.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's dedication. And we really wanted to go to an IMAX theater, but since we live in the middle of Nebraska, the nearest one is, in IMAX, though, is 2 hours away.
Because we went to the View, and they gave out things.
Yes, we went to the View in New York, and they gave us 4 free IMAX tickets.
Yes.
And I didn't know, when we lived in Utah, I swear every theater was an IMAX theater.
Right.
I thought. So I just figured any theater in, close by us in Lincoln, which is the nearest city to us, that's got a lot of theaters, that they had an IMAX theater, but they don't, I guess. They have like a luxury DX something. I don't know. Anyway,
not the same as IMAX.
Not IMAX is all that matters. And so if you go to IMAX's website, the closest one is Omaha, which is 2 hours away for us.
Just make a day of it.
I mean, we could. I know your mom said you wanted to go.
Looking at things like I like to do.
Yeah, you do. And I'm not the one that likes to do that, but because I need to be more spontaneous.
Yes.
And get out more often.
Yes.
I'm just introverted. I can't help it. Anyway.
But you appear like an extrovert. Anyway.
I do appear. I mean, I don't mind talking to people if I'm put in that position. It's fine. Like we talk to the neighbor lady all the time. I mean, I do. You run away.
You run away.
I always chat with her.
I just
her poor tomatoes.
Need more things to talk about.
Yeah. It's hard. Well, conversations are hard.
Well, I just need to start asking people about themselves.
Yeah, you should. You actually ask really good questions.
Yeah.
When you're there to ask them.
When I'm there to ask them, that is.
I'm like, oh, did you?
Oh, there she
go. Like talking to her, and you're just gone. You're like a ninja.
Bye.
Anyway, okay, let's back to Barbie. Any other last notes? Oh, there was a lot of we listened to a lot of anti-Barbie reviewers. We
did.
And the thing is, it was fun. It was fun to watch. It was, it made me laugh several times. But a lot of people were just like, it's anti-men.
I'm just excited that it was a female director.
Yeah.
To do this. I'm just really excited to see what those girls do.
She's in the arena doing her thing, right?
Greta, Issa, Kate McKinnon. I'm just excited to see women
Margot Robbie,
do their things,
Yeah. And that's why we went. We wanted to support,
yes,
female directors and writers.
Female-led stories.
Yep, exactly. And I think it would be really hard to do something like that knowing the history of Barbie and not making like destroying her.
How to incorporate that and kind of make jokes about
Yeah,
it.
and be artistic and, you know.
And then also tell a story that,
yeah, that's engaging and keeps people's interest and going. And a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people were like, oh my God, that was so stupid and whatever. I have a hard time.
A lot of people didn't like it.
I mean, obviously, there's probably a lot of people like it. Some people wouldn't even go see it. You know, people we just talked to today, you know, as we were out and about. Oh, I would never go see that movie. You know, when I went to go, well, Lee, when I go to get a perm, she's like, I would never.
Did you talk
Hell
about
or high water?
it?
Yeah, we just ran. I don't know how we got on the topic of Barbie. I mean, how do you ever know what you get on topics at a salon? It's like you just start talking about random things.
Right.
She's like, I would never be caught dead watching that movie. And I was like, oh, I went and saw it. Actually, it wasn't bad, but I'm a fan of the director, you know, so, you know, I don't know. If you're not into that kind of thing, you're not gonna watch it.
Right.
So you can appreciate it. And like I said, when you're in the arena, I have a hard time making a lot of judgments.
Yeah, when you're the director and you're down in the arena.
I've never directed a main huge movie hit like that, you know.
And the people that are, you know, criticizing, if they're not the people in the arena. No. They're the people in the stands criticizing. Yeah. So
yeah, exactly. And we've seen a lot of those. I liked like even Whoopi, like on The View, we saw her and she was talking about Barbie and she was like, it's just fun. Go see it. Like it's
just a movie.
It's just a movie. Like it's just a movie. It's not, I don't know. It's creative.
We make movies to maybe make you think.
Yep.
We make movies to make you laugh. It's
exactly.
Just,
it's one person's
take it
view.
Too seriously.
I enjoyed it. I'm glad you had me go to it. Only because I didn't know who directed. And that goes for me not judging something by its cover. And you do a lot better of just like, hey, let's go see it. You just never know. You never know what you're going to experience or get out of it. When initial, like I said, I just saw the preview sometimes, just little bits of it. So it's like the new Barbie movie. And I'm like, oh, really? A Barbie movie? So I was already kind of a little skeptical of it. But, you know, but then you told me like who else was in it. And I was like, oh, I didn't know they were in it. That's how much I should have like done more research on it. But I enjoyed it.
It's good to support women. It's good for women to support women.
Yeah. Which is sad and unfortunate that I don't like when, like, why women against women? I don't, like, come on, we have enough going against us. Like, let's be supportive of each other. But anyway, yeah, that was, I thought it was fun. If you don't want to see it in the theater, I mean, obviously it'll probably be streaming at some point, but
yeah,
but enjoy. It was fun. Do we have anything else?
I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about Oppenheimer next.
Oh, maybe. If I
can drag Bambi to Omaha.
You're not going to... Oh, that's true. It does take a bit for me to... But I have been better at trying to try new things and just enjoy the moment. Like, we're with each other, enjoying each other's company. We'll probably take your mom with us. Mm-hmm. She might want to go see it. I think visually, like the cinematography of that movie looks really good.
It does. I'm excited. We are rambling.
Right,
we should probably go.
I have no idea how long we've been talking. Oh, but anyways, thank you if you are still listening. Thank you for listening to us.
Maybe we'll talk about Oppenheimer.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I guess we'll end there. All right, we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.